Hey drivers, we made a couple of really big parts hauls recently that included a bunch of engines. Now we need a better way to move them around. First thing we're going to do is put them all on these little 12 by 18 movers dollies. These things are super cheap when you wait for them to go on sale. I'm not going to say they're great quality, but for about 10 bucks, it's a solution. To get the engine in place, just tilt it over on the side, slide the dolly underneath there. Let her down, and there you are, you're mobile. I also picked up this dolly that wasn't cheap, but I should have done this a long time ago. I'm in an area that has a lot of sand, and these big tires really help. Of course, it's super wide too. It has this foot down part that gives you a little bit more area, and once you get the engine in place, it works really well. The problem I have is rolling over this bar. It's kind of a pain. So what I'd like to do is get rid of that without losing the structural rigidity of this thing. So we're going to leave the curvy part. You can see the wheels will just make it inside there. And cut this section on each side. Now to tie it all in, I'll be putting a plate that's about that thick on the bottom of this rack. Seems like it'll work well in my head. Let's see what actually happens. I may also cut a relief in it so that the little clippy clip will work too. And when this thing breaks in less than a year, we'll be able to put a strap through there or something. I'll weld it to the bottom, of course, but I want it to go right on the very bottom of the pipe. So that's where I'm going to measure from. Right in the middle there, over to the middle of the other pipe. I get 22 1/4, and I'll want it to be about 8 1/4 deep. Definitely want to take the corners off, but I think we're in pretty good shape. One other thing is I want to close off where we cut the pipe. We'll see how that plays out. This is the part that we'll cut. It's wider than I need it to be when the dolly is going this way. But when the dolly is going this way, it's a little bit tighter of a fit. We'll cut the quarters off. I'm going to notch here and here, the little clippy clips. So that's a nice amount of clearance down there. This ought to work well. Let's do some cutting. I cleaned off all the areas I'm going to weld. We're ready to tack things in. Okay, so we have not made it any worse. I've been playing with this a little bit, and you know, when I'm actually using it, I'm not going to be able to see the dolly. The engine will be covering that up, and so sometimes the wheels catch if I'm just a little bit off. So I'm going to change my mind a little bit here and cut these at an angle, and I want to close them off with some steel too. But we'll just cut them at an angle that kind of opens this up to maybe guide the wheel in if I just barely miss it. And I want to close them off anyway. So let's play with that a little bit. we fabricated what we intended. We opened this up. I think it's gonna be sturdy. I got a little carried away with the welding, as I always do, but I think this is gonna work. The dolly rolls on there nice and easy, and I think this helps also. I have a little bit of upward pressure here, so I have to hold it down, but I gotta say it's not nearly as much as it was before when the engine was tilted forward. So I like that. I think there's enough pressure back here, there's enough weight on the upright bars there that it's gonna stay put. Let's see, let's go down a hill here. Not bad.